What celebrity would you not be surprised to find out was a serial killer? Tom Cruise. My first thought, too. I don't even think I would like to be alone in an elevator with that mother ducker. Just stand on a stool and you'll be safe. O.J. Simpson. I'm not a serial killer. Wait, why did you emphasize serial? Archer, love it. Krieger is the best. Kenneth Copeland. I know he's not exactly a mainstream celebrity, but he is a televangelist, so kind of a celebrity. He looks straight up demonic. He literally looks and acts exactly like you would expect a demon wearing a person's skin would. Like, exactly though. B-movie over the top level of exactly. It's insane to me that his followers don't see it. Oh, you want to see Kenneth Copeland in B-movie form? Enjoy. Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf. Tom Cruise, Mark Zuckerberg, Jared Leto. I think Zuck would outsource his killing. Ha! Absolutely. That guy creeps me out every time I see him. I swear he's a droid. I always excused him as an introvert with little social skills. But he's a sociopath. He's got the sociopath stare. Jeff Bezos with the "I love you my alive girl" text. There is no doubt in my mind that Jeff Bezos hunts humans for sport on a private island. Not a shred of doubt. Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it. Pave the way, put your back into it. Tell us why, show us how. Look at where you came from, look at you now. Zuckerberg and Gates and Buffet. Amateurs conducting suck it. Duck their wives, drink their blood. Come on, Jeff, get M. Deedle deedle do deedle deedle do. That cannibal guy Army Hammer or whatever. Kevin Spacey. A bunch of the people who outed him are dead now if I remember correctly. Edit. Apparently 3 accusers died alone in 2019. Article about one of them. Holy smokes. I pictured him in my head when I read the question, before the thread opened, and his name was the top post. People keep saying names that aren't Steven Seagal. Jared Leto. Each murder would be a ritual sacrifice of one of his cultists to extend his lifespan for sure. Mark Zuckerberg. That lifeless face, that wealth of personal information, that series of scores to settle with pretty much everyone who has ever questioned his personal habits and inability to function like a human. That series of scores to settle, which now includes UBTW. So basically it seems Reddit would be surprised if Tom Cruise wasn't a serial killer. And Kevin Spacey. Where are the bodies, Garth? You just lost your life, bud. You got that right, Gene. Not quite a serial killer, but I'm thinking Drake is going to be named by R. Kelly. Drake is at minimum a creep. That's minimum. The sky is the limit for that guy. Unlike age LM Wu Gotti M. Kevin Spacey. Before the sexual assault stuff came out, I read something about a director or producer, I wish I could remember who, saying something like, "We're lucky Kevin Spacey chose to be an actor and not a serial killer. He'd be great at that too." The amount of people accusing him of improprieties that died after is kinda shocking. Joel Osteen. He has the smile of someone with a pile of bodies buried in the backyard of his McMansion. Tom Cruise. Ellen. It's the always unsmiling eyes to go with the extremely fake smile, isn't it? That and the fondness for scaring the shit out of her guests. The only time she looks like she's genuinely having a good time is when she's watching someone being frightened half to death. Does royalty count? If Sir Prince Andrew or Prince Charles ran with Epstein, was at the island, 100% for the right price, you could kill one of those poor girls. Jared Leto. Look, the guy just. I don't know, he gives off the vibe of somebody who is in constant danger of being exposed for being a felon. He has a weird energy. I dunno, Jared Leto feels more like that one kid at high school who really wants to have serial killer vibes, but also, isn't a serial killer. Gwyneth Paltrow. I can see her smiling dreamily at the fertility ritual where this year's finest summer intern is turned into goop. Man, what a day to be literate. I don't know if this would qualify him as a serial killer, but would anyone be surprised if it turned out that Elon Musk hunted his childhood bullies on a private preserve for sport? He and Bezos, probably a couple times a year. Dr. Phil. Remember to sort by controversial so we can find the true serial killers. Captain Crunch is a real sicko. Kris Jenner, sacrificing people to some deity to achieve her family fame, fortune, empire. Dear Kris, I'm kidding, don't cease and desist me, or sacrifice me please. Wouldn't be surprised if Jared Leto is the modern-day Charles Manson. Eric Clapton. Think about it. Hendrix is a rising star, set to overtake Clapton as the GOAT, then he dies shortly after befriending an initially very jealous Clapton. SRV starts ripping Hendrix songs and people are saying he'll be the next Jimmy, then Clapton lets him use his helicopter and he dies. Skinner'd start rocketing up the charts. Plane crash. Mostly dead. Dwayne Allman won't let Clapton join the Allman Brothers. Dead. He's a goddamn murderer. Imagine doing all that shit and then you're still ranked number 2 of all time on every single greatest guitarist lists. Worked on 2 Jim Caviezel projects, dude was nice as duck but he weirded me out. Matt Lauer. Shaves his head to avoid leaving DNA. James Ducking Spader. The Lizard King. Oh my god yes, like I don't think he's acting most of the time. He's just that absolutely creepy charismatic dude. Walks on set, is handed a blank script and is told, just be yourself, James. Why is everyone saying Tom Cruise? Also how did I make the text small? Ben Affleck. Leonardo DiCaprio. Joe Rogan. Russell Brand. Merv Griffin. Joel Osteen. Jared Kushner. I've read probably 30 replies so far, and not one of them has mentioned that creeperm for Nicolas Cage. Garth Brooks. Hunter S. Thompson. Garth Brooks. If he was caught, I would turn into a Alec Duckin Baldwin. Cardi B. Kanye, just the way he talks, the weird looks he gives sometimes. He's definitely delusional and egotistical. But sometimes there's something sinister there. For some reasons, Kevin Spacey. And I think he'd probably be very good in hiding the bodies also. You can tell that this isn't a British subreddit, otherwise David Walliams would be number 1. James Woods. Ken Ham. David Spade. James Spader. Poor Jared Leto. I love him. I'm gonna go with the American Psycho himself, Christian Bale. Hess brilliant, but one of these days that method acting it's just going to get a little too out of hand. Tom Cruise. If he had some Scientology torture chamber in some basement lair somewhere I wouldn't be too shocked. Keanu Reeves. Not a celebrity, but Jake Paul. Carol Baskin. Christopher Walken, definitely. Penn Badgley. Not really celebrities but Jim and Ron Watkins 100%. Jim owned a pig farm to dispose of bodies and you can't tell me otherwise. Armie Hammer, and then eating the victim. Dr. Oz. Garth Brooks. David Walliams. That guy's got something strange going on behind those dead eyes. Betty White. Ted Nugent. That ducker will kill anything and feed it to the homeless.